हृदयकमलमध्ये राजितं निर्विकल्पं सदसदखिलभेदातीतमेकस्वरूपम् प्रकृतिविकृतिशून्यं नित्यमानन्दमूर्तिं विमलपरमहंसं रामकृष्णं भजामः। विमलपरमहंसं रामकृष्णं भजामः। जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयोः श्रित्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः। My salutations at the feet of Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, Swamiji, and my respectful pranams to Swami Satyalokananji Maharaj, and my regards to Swami Samachittananji, my regards to all the elders, devotees and friends. Sri Ramakrishna used to often say that the goal of human life is God realization. Nothing less, nothing more. The goal is to realize God. All the things that we do in the world, they are only helpful tools to achieve this God realization. We often wonder how we can realize God. Is there a particular method which we can adopt in order to realize God? Is there a fast track process in order to realize God? After all, what does God realization mean? In Sri Ramakrishna's simple words, God realization means to feel that God is my very own, that I am God's and God is mine. This realization, this understanding, when it comes to us, then we are filled with joy unspeakable. In the Adhyatma Ramayana, as well as in the Ashtavakra Gita, we come across a very famous verse which sage Vasishtha, who was the Kula Guru, that's the family guru of the Raghuvamshis, tells the child Rama or the young Rama, Moktumichasi chet tata Vishayan Vishavat tyaja Kshamarjavadaya dosha Satyam piyushavat bhaja. It's a profound verse which I came across first when I went to have our brahmacharis training for 2 years at Belur Math. When I first went there, somebody had written in beautiful letters in Sanskrit, Moktum ichchasi chet tata vishayan vishavat tyaja kshamarjavadaya dosha satyam piyushavat bhaja. As we ponder over this we come across 5 principles that we can adopt in our lives in order to get to that stage of God realization. In Vedanta, it is called as mukti or moksha, and in the Sankhya system, it is called kaivalya, and so on. So the verse says, first stanza says, Tata means my child. It's an affectionate way of addressing a child. Oh, my child. Moktum ichchasi, if you want to become free. This is a question that he asks. Do you want to become free? This question we ask of every being in this world. You go and ask an ant, do you want to be free? The ant will say, yes, I want to be free. I want to be able to roam about. I want to be able to eat as much as sugar as possible. That's what freedom means to an ant. I don't want to be trampled upon. You ask a child, do you want to become free? The child will say, yes, yes, I want to be free. I don't want my mom and dad say anything to me. I want to roam around free. An elderly person also will say, I want to be free. I want to be able to wander about, roam about. So that is what is freedom generally. That's what freedom means to most of us. But there is something greater, nobler than this external freedom. That is called as mukti, or that from where you do not return. That from where you become completely free from all limitations. You become one with the divine, you become one with the universe itself. So that is called as mukti or moksha. Within every being, all of us, there is this great urge to become free. Whether we know it consciously or not, but this desire is very inherent in every being. We must be aware of this. All the time we are discovering the world, for example, the external world. What is the reason why we want to discover? So that we can become free. We can enjoy freely without any bondage. So there is this inherent desire in every being to have this freedom, to gain this freedom. In one of the Vedantic texts, it's called Swarajya Siddhi. A king had lost his kingdom. He had lost his empire. And what would be his desire? Would his desire be that he can eat better food? Or would his desire be that he can have a better place to live? No. His desire will be Swarajya, his own kingdom, to regain his own kingdom. That's what Christ says in the Bible also. The kingdom of God is within you. The kingdom is within us, but we have not found it. And for that sake, we are trying to find here, there, everywhere. We think that a new iPhone will give us freedom. We think that a new car will give us freedom. But very soon we find out that all these things that we acquire, they bind us more and more and more. And that we get bound. And we, in Kannada, there was a poet called Kuvempu Kevi Puttappa. So he wrote a small poem, and only a few verses I remember. And just the last words are, Tilidu, 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 Gotte illa. Trying to know more and more and more, what has happened to me is that I have not been able to learn anything at all. So this is the state of affairs of all of us. Therefore, the sage says to, Vasishtha says to young Rama, look here my child, if you want to become free, what should you do? Vishayan Vishavat Tyaja. Vishayas, that means the objects of the senses. That is a normal meaning that is given. But if we go a little deeper into the root meaning of the term Vishaya, Visheshena Suyate iti Vishayaha, that which keeps on goading you, which keeps on asking you to have more and more and more and more. Not enough. Just one Mercedes is not enough for me. I must have a Mercedes for my wife, I must have a Mercedes for my child, I must have a Mercedes for everyone. Maybe after having all the Mercedes, no, it will be good to have a Rolls Royce. So that is how we are in this world. So we are never satisfied by the things of the world. That is called as Vishaya. The objects of the senses, the five senses, which keeps on asking for more and more and more and more. Sometimes it gets caught in the wheel and gets smashed over there, and sometimes it will keep on rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling, and never ending and never a distant future do we see. Therefore, Sri Rama is being told by Vasishtha, Vishayan, if you want to become free, what should you do? Vishayan Vishavat Tyaja. This unending desires for the objects must be given up as if it were poison. Suppose somebody brings a glass full of badam milk, for example, almond milk, and says this is very good, but there is only just half a drop of poison in it. Would you drink it? No, you would just throw it aside. So Rama is being told, Sri Ram is being told by Vasishtha, Vishayan Vishavatyaja, as if it is Visha. In fact, in the term Vishaya, for those who are familiar with Sanskrit, in the term Vishaya there is Vish. Vish, poison is there in the term Vishaya. That which appears to be very tasty in the beginning, but is poison in the end. That's what Sri Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita also. It appears to be very enticing in the beginning, very charming in the beginning, but after we start enjoying it, after we start tasting it, a time will come when we feel that no, this is only binding me, this is only making me sicker and sicker, sicklier and sicklier. So that is what it is. Vishayan Vishavat Tyaja. So first message that Vasishtha gives to Sri Ram is Vishayan Vishavat Tyaja. Try to give it up. But then these items of enjoyment are very tangible for us, isn't it? How can we give up that which is tangible to think of that which is intangible, that which is not seen, that which we have not experienced. So, Sri Ram is being told, in that case, if you develop these 5 qualities, which I say as Panchashila, then you will see that the Vishayas will just run away somewhere. They will go away a mile long. They will go away, but you will be able to enjoy life better and better. See, Swami Vivekananda was in the United States, probably Chicago, and there he met this famous material philosopher called Ingersoll. He was very famous in his times, and Swamiji had a conversation with him, and Ingersoll said, "Look here, Swami, I know how to squeeze the orange and I know how to enjoy the world. So why should I think about God or anything that is not tangible?" Swami Vivekananda said, "Look here, sir, I know a better way than yours about how to squeeze the orange to its last drop. Because I know that there is Amrita, that means there is this nectar, and I know how to squeeze it to the complete." So here he says, these are the 5 qualities. If you can develop these 5 qualities in your life, which is a lesson to all of us, then life will become a mart of joy. Life will become a place, this world will become a place wherein we can enjoy the presence of the divine in every being, in everything. So let me come to that, the 5 principles that Sri Ram is being taught. He says, first thing, Kshama, very important principle that we must follow in our life if we want to become stress-free. What is it? Kshama. Kshama means pardoning. If we can forgive, keep on forgiving. Difficult to forget, I agree with it. But it is possible for us to forgive. Kshama. Holy Mother Sarada Devi says that to forgive is a divine quality. To err, to make mistakes is human quality. But to forgive is a divine quality. Do we want to become divine? Do we want to achieve to that state wherein we become free? Then Kshama is a very important discipline that we need to follow. Kshama is forgiveness. Forgive. That's what Christ did when he was put on the cross. O Lord, forgive them, for they know not what they do. So forgiveness is very, very important. Why should I forgive? Because if I keep on harboring thoughts of hatred within me, then it becomes toxic. It becomes very toxic. Our whole inner being becomes toxic, and you know what toxicity does to us in our lives. So he says there that Kshama, forgive. After all, for this, of course, one need to have an Advaitic point of view, saying that ultimately the world is not real as we think it is real. It is not that real that we think it is real. It is temporary. Why worry about those things? So that hatred again has got a Sanskrit term, dvesha. Dvesh. And there I have found Visha iti dveshaha. It is twofold poison. If I am hating you, what am I doing? I am harboring poison within myself. First of all, I poison myself, isn't it? When I hate you, I first of all poison myself. And then I vomit that poison onto the other, or I send that poison to the others. So there is this toxicity in both sides, within myself as well as in the other person. So Kshama, forgive, because that is a divine nature. How many mistakes we do. As mothers, you all know how many mistakes your children do, but yet you forgive them. You forgive them because you know that the children are innocent, they do not understand. Therefore, forgiveness is a very great quality. In the life of Sri Ramakrishna, in the life of Holy Mother Sarada Devi, if you go through that, you will find innumerable instances wherein they completely forgave. Not only forgiven, but also forgotten. So, Sri Ram's first instruction was Kshama. That means forgive. It has another name also in Sanskrit, or it is another correlated aspect which is called as titiksha. That's a very important word. Titiksha means forbearance. First of all, I said it is forgiving. Forbearance is a spiritual quality. And Sri Shankaracharya in the Viveka Chudamani beautifully describes it. Sahanam sarva dukkhanam apratikara purvakam chinta vilaparahitam sa titiksha nigatyate. What a wonderful exposition of this. Sarva dukkhanam sahanam. All the miseries or all the trials and tribulations, forbear. You become stronger. You will build a spiritual metal within yourself. Sarva dukkhanam, all sides. When I am facing physical problems, let me forbear a little. If it becomes unbearable, yes, then I have to go to the doctor. Otherwise, even nowadays, I do not know much about how it is in Singapore, but in Australia and other places, the doctors say, experience that pain a little more. When it becomes acute, come to us. We don't want to treat or give you medication unnecessarily. That is, those are the words of some of the doctors. I said they don't, some of the doctors especially, they are very conservative about giving you too much of medicine. I said forbear. If you can forbear, then slowly and slowly an inner strength will develop. Nowadays there is a big movement in the West wherein they are saying that if you can keep on forbearing, even some surgeries are being conducted while you are awake, so that you build up that strength within. Swami Turiyanandaji Maharaj, whom you have heard, Swami Sri Ramakrishna's disciple, he was in Varanasi and he had a big carbuncle on his back. You know, carbuncles, they are very painful. Pus used to ooze out, and it was terrible. But Swami Turiyananda was not concerned about it at all. Then the surgeons decided to do surgery, cut it open, cauterize, and then put a bandage, etc. So he was told, in those days there was this laughing gas, before anesthesia, there was this laughing gas. Maharaj, you will be given this laughing gas, anesthesia. So please agree to this. He said, I do not want to be made unconscious just because you want to have a procedure on this body. I don't want to do that. You just tell me before you cut open, I will withdraw myself completely. And indeed, the Swami was made to lie down on the operation table. And then the doctor said, Maharaj, in the next 2 minutes, I don't know, probably this was not. This was, he was told, Maharaj, now is the time to operate upon you. He completely withdrew himself. And when everything, all the cutting and cauterization, whatever you call it, everything was done, he was tapped and said, Maharaj, everything is over. He said, oh, as if it has been done to somebody, a third party. He said, oh, everything is done. Very good. And he used to use a couplet, or he used to say a couplet in Bengali. Dukkho jane, shorir jane, mon tumi anande theko. Let misery and let the body, let them talk to themselves, let them quarrel with themselves. No. Mon tumi anande thako. Oh my mind, you be in joy. You be happy. So that is a great lesson that we can learn. Sarva dukkhanam, all kinds of suffering, whether it is physical suffering, mental suffering is more suffering. We can understand that very well. But there are tools nowadays that you can use in order to reduce the effect of the mental sufferings. That's what we do in our center there. We organize mental health workshops and we try to tell the people, give some tools to the people and say, please follow these these energizing thoughts, and then they come back to life, so to say. So, first is sahanam sarva dukkhanam apratikara purvaka. That is a very important thing. Without the thought of retaliation. Some of us, we forgive. Now I have forgiven, I will look after you later on. Next time, I will not forgive you. That's not the way. No, we need to forgive and forgive and forgive. If we do that, our mental metal or our mental energies will get strengthened. So, apratikara purvakam chinta vilaparahitam sa titiksha nigadyate. Chinta, that means no concern, no worries. Vilapa, that means I am morose. No. Rahitam, sa titiksha, that is called as forbearance. So first is kshama, and along with it titiksha. Titiksha is more difficult, I know, but at least kshama, that means forgiveness, is a doable objective that we can achieve in our day-to-day life. Second, he says arjava, rijuta, that means straightforwardness or simplicity. Simplicity. In English we use a term, beating around the bush. We try to beat around the bush. We want to say something, but we will bring 10 or 20 sentences and then try to convey it without really conveying what we want to convey. So he says that should not be done. Let there be some straightforwardness. We should be straightforward, no doubt, but not hurtful. Satyam vada, priyam vada, ma bruyat, satyam apriyam, says our Niti Shatakam. That is, satyam vada, say the truth, no doubt, but say it in a pleasing manner. See? Pleasing. If you call a lame person a lame man, he will become very angry. If you say to him, well, my dear friend, you have got a wonderful leg, you have another leg, you have got a wonderful leg which is very active, but you are doing very well. So if you use such words which are true, but which is pleasing, Satyam vada, priyam vada, ma bruyat satyam. If you have to tell a truth that is not pleasant, silence. Silence is the best thing. Maunam. You have to, Maunam Atma Vinigraha, Sri Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. Maunam, that means silence, and Atma Vinigraha, having control over yourself. So sometimes we need to do that also. Sometimes it comes almost to the tip of our tongue. If we can hold it there, if we can hold our words over there and not utter it, great calamities can be avoided in our personal life as well as in our social life. So, Kshama Rijuta, that means straightforwardness or simplicity. See the life of Sri Ramakrishna. When the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna was translated by Swami Nikhilananji in the 1920s, he coined a beautiful word to express Sri Ramakrishna's state of existence. He says he was guileless. It's a beautiful word. I really treasure that word. Guileless. Guileless, the word is generally used for a child, an innocent child. You look at the face of an innocent child, the smile of an innocent child, the behavior of an innocent child. It is totally guileless. So Sri Ramakrishna was like that. So, Yam, the author of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, when he first met him, he says, here is a person who is like a 5-year-old child, totally guileless. That's what I like about Sri Ramakrishna. Totally guileless, so full of joy, so full of love towards everyone, just as a child would give a love towards everyone. So guileless, there is no trace of egoism, that is guilelessness. So Arjava Rajuta is that guilelessness. Instead of being too, if we are going round and round and round, let us sometimes be, sometimes, I am saying sometimes with great emphasis only because it may not be possible all the time. Some people will take you for a ride also, but at least let us practice to be straightforward and simple. Simple in our thoughts, simple in our words, simple in our deeds. So, Kshamarjava Daya. Third is compassion. Compassion here means that I love the divine in you. And therefore, when something is wrong with you or when you are in distress, it is my bounden duty to help you. I offer you all the help that I can possibly give to you. And by this, I expand my inner dimensions. I expand myself, daya. Daya again is the quality of gods. Small g, G-O-D-S, gods, who are the ones who provide us whatever we need. So that is the quality of gods, daya. So, Kshamarjava daya, tosha, that's a beautiful word. Tosh means santosh. That means being satisfied, being happy with whatever has come to our lot. Whatever has come to our lot, we be happy. We don't go and seek for too much of things. There was this Swamiji, I heard from Swami Atmeshananda ji, who was in Colombo, now he is in Chennai. He had mentioned it many years ago. Maharaj, what is that Swami's name, who was head of Pala Center, that Swamiji? Palai. At Malayalam Swamiji, who was in Colombo also for a long time. Samagrananji. Samagrananji was a person whom nobody has seen getting angry. Nobody has seen. There is only one person in our order who made him angry, and I won't mention his name. So Samagrananji was one like that. So he was sent back, or he came back from Colombo to India, and he went to Chennai, and he was sitting there for afternoon tea. 3:30 there is a bell, and then tea is served. A young novice, a brahmachari who had just joined, was put in charge of serving tea, or making tea and serving tea, because the cook was absent or something like that. Poor fellow didn't know the difference between salt and sugar. So he made tea, put salt in it, and then Samagrananji was the first one to come and sit, because he was very punctual. As soon as the bell rang, others were engaged in their work, and he came, he sat there, and then he went on sipping the tea slowly. And then another Swami came after him, and as soon as he put the cup to his lip, he spat out and said, called the Brahmachari, "Hey, what have you done here? What have you put in this?" He said, "What, Maharaj? What have you put into this?" "Sugar, Maharaj." "What sugar? Come and drink this and see what it is." And the Swami was very, very calmly, he was sipping his tea. And then he looked at him and said, "Maharaj, what is it that you did? You couldn't tell the brahmachari that he has done something wrong?" He said, "Today I thought that Thakur wants me to have this salty tea. So I am having this salty tea." See, he was not faking it or feigning it. It was reality. He really thought that this is what Thakur gave him. So tosha, that is santosha, that is being happy with whatever God has given you. That is an extraordinary quality that we have to appreciate in those who have it, but at least we can develop a little bit. When something is wrong, when you have cooked something and I am eating something, if something is wrong, let me silent. So be silent. If I cannot at all eat it, just leave it there. Otherwise, I'm just talking about food, but in other things also, whatever is available, just be grateful that the divine. In fact, we do not deserve anything at all. We are given by God. It is His, out of His infinite grace, He has given us shelter, He has given us material things, but we really do not deserve anything at all. God has given it. So let us be thankful, grateful to the Divine for giving whatever He has provided to us. Tosha. If you can be happy with what you have, another incident I will tell you. Swami Anandyanandji mentioned this to me many, many years ago when he was with me also in Bangalore. He had gone to Kedar and Badri. This was in the 50s probably. In those days you had to walk a lot. And he had gone to Kedar. And then he saw this person who did not have both eyes. But yet, with a stick in his hand, he was slowly climbing up to have the darshan of Lord Shiva. And Swami Anandananji said, I asked him this, dear friend, tell me, you cannot see Lord Shiva over there. So why are you taking all the trouble to go up and have the vision of Lord Shiva? And his response was extraordinary. He said, Maharajji, you are a learned person. You are right that I cannot see Lord Shiva, but Lord Shiva can see me. You see, this attitude we can have in our life. God wants to see me. That's why I am going to his abode and he is able to take me upwards. So tosha is, santosha is being happy with whatever, whether I have my eyes or not, doesn't matter. God has given me this opportunity or he is taking me. Let me be in his presence, let him see me. And that is enough in my life. Kshama, Javadaya, Tosha, and then Satya. That means telling the truth, which is the tapasya for Kali Yuga. In the previous yugas, there were the monks and the devotees, they had to perform lots of tapasya, lots of austerities to get God. But in this yuga, Sri Ramakrishna says, in this yuga, in this age, Satya, telling the truth, because to maintain this truthfulness in our life is the most difficult part. All temptations come to us in order to take us away from this truth. So if we have to travel on the path of success, if we have to travel towards the divine, we need to hold on that which really takes us towards him. If we try to hold on to a crocodile, it will only lead us into the water, and then we will be drowned and it will be gobbled up. But if we hold on to the hand of the divine, which is Satya, he is of the nature of truth itself. Sri Ramakrishna says that his father, Kshudiram Chattopadhyaya, had to be was sent away from his native village, Deregram, because he refused to tell an untruth to save his landlord or the landlord of the village. And so this landlord took away everything. He had some land, he had some house, everything was taken away from him. And he was literally left on the streets. But then here one of his friends invited him to come up Pukur, gave him a plot of land and gave him a small hut and say, stay here. See, God does not forsake his devotees. He will always take hold of his devotees. There is no doubt about it, provided you have the truth. Sri Ramakrishna says, if not for such a truthful person, do you think this, that means he's showing his body, this would have taken birth in his house? No. Because he had that strong faith that truth will save him. Satyameva jayate na anratam satyena pantha vidato devayanaha. Satyameva jayate, only truth triumphs. Untruth will never triumph. Yes, you may have some immediate successes, temporary successes, but it will not be last long. It will not stay with you forever. for to cover one untruth, you will keep on lading it with more and more and more and more of untruth until it becomes a big sandwich which you cannot gobble up, you cannot eat. So Satyam Vada, that is the last thing that Sri Rama is being taught by the sage. Says Kshama Rajava Daya Dosha Satyam Piyushavad Bhaja. As if this is nectar, this is life-giving, immortal, this makes you immortal. Kshama Rajava Daya Dosha Satya. These are the 5 qualities that we as devotees of Sri Ramakrishna, we as even normal human beings, we should be able to adapt in our day-to-day life. We will face lot of trials and tribulations when we follow this path. There is no doubt about it. But when you face trials and you come out victorious, the joy that wells up within you is extraordinary. The joy that comes out of you. I have won over all of these. And what a grace I have received from the divine. That feeling comes to you. And no amount of miseries can take away the joy that you experience when you follow these 5 principles. So may Sri Ramakrishna, may Holy Mother, may Swamiji bless us all and help us to traverse in the path of spirituality, which consists of these 5 qualities that we should practice as well as imbibe within our own lives. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Maharaj.